This is What If Gaming Goku, and right now I went back and listened to one of my previous What Ifs I did, and I didn't finish any What If yet, but the What If Naruto was the 20 Tails. This is gonna be the remastered version of it, like it was in the title. Um, so this will be What If Naruto was 20 Tails. Now you couldn't really hear me in my previous videos because, like I said, I'm not really motivated to actually make these videos unless I'm walking, which when I'm walking, as you can tell, there is a lot of cars going by where I am and stuff. So that's not really it's an option, but you wouldn't be able to hear me, and I can't edit shit really well that much yet. So I gotta find out a way. I got like if I can beg some way, I might find someone who can edit for me, or do you guys find someone who can edit for me for free for right now? Because I don't really have a job, and I don't feel like editing. You learn how to edit, so let's start off with this what if. So in my previous one, there are, and in this one there are additional 10 tailed beast. Like I like I said in that one, those tailed beast were the children of the 20 tails and the 19 tails, which they're the almost actually, yeah, I'm gonna keep going. They are the gods of this universe and stuff like that, and there's one being above them. I'm just gonna put me in there because I don't feel like making another name for these beings. I'm the being who made the tail beast 11 through 20th because I could I saw once I made this universe there be a tail beast 1 through 10. There's sort of a 10th tail beast, but there isn't at the same time because you need all 9 to make the 10th. So I made 10 more for insurance, and I'm basically the father of all. I'm basically the father of all universes, but I'm not gonna talk much about me. I mainly be talking about the tail beast named Naruto and Minato's son, which I think I'm going to name Naruto because I don't feel like making a new name for him. And let's see, I'm not sure if I want to give Sasuke the 19th tail like I did in the last one. No, I'm not. Actually, I'm gonna give him the 17 tails in due time. Probably not the same time the other ones get tail piece, but in due time. I know exactly who's getting the 19th tail piece. Okay, and let's start off. So you start off when Homoromo is battling the Ten Tails. I'm pretty sure that's what he was. Yeah, he was battling the Ten Tails and the 20 Tails. I'm gonna call him the 20 Tails, but he's Naruto. He's the main focus of this. But if I keep calling him Naruto, and later on I'm gonna have Minato name him Naruto for it to be easier for me, because I'm not very good with names. So I'm just gonna keep them the same. So do know that 20 Tails, it will probably not be the main focus, but will at the same time. Um, it's gonna be sort of not what if Naruto was the tail beast, but at the same time he is the tail beast. Or uh, hold on, let me think of something. No, yeah, I like that idea actually. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it like that. So, I, as in the first one, I said all this in the first. I didn't say all this in the first one, but this part I'm saying is the same. Like I think most of it will be the same as the first part. I just didn't feel like listening through the whole entire thing to find out where I stopped and where I didn't. 'Cause I didn't. I just want to remake it because it just doesn't. I can't hear shit like people were saying in my What if Goku was born an angel? And I plan to finish that. And I might remaster part one to make it easier to hear. And other, no, I'll leave it how it is. So we're gonna start off where her Amuro is fighting the Ten Tails, and the 20 Tails. He senses he's on planet Earth because, well, you'll find out later, but you'll find out. So he goes. He senses a fight between two beings fighting each other. So he goes in to investigate. So as he goes to investigate, he finds out that it's a Ten Tails, like his father said. There's other tail beasts on this planet. So he finds this Ten Tails and says, "Oh, so that's the Ten Tails." And his father is able, and as me, I'm able to predict a lot of things in the future. I know what's gonna happen. There are some things I don't know what's gonna happen, but there are some things I don't. Oh. So he goes in and he basically doesn't stop. He stops at Ten Tails, and Amarola knows about the 20 Tails from from me because I talk to the Exuskis a lot. Well, I used to actually. You'll find out why I stopped talking to them. But I used to talk to them a lot, and so he knows about the 20 Tails and the other tail beast. Well, all the Exuskis do. I used to talk to them a lot, so and he he finds he finds a 20 tail. Actually, no, wait. Yeah. Wait. Pretty sure Homerono was born on the Suzuki's planet. Oh well, if he wasn't, I'll still be talking to him, so you know who they are. Um. So as he's talking to them, as he stops at Ten Tails, he separates the Ten Tails, and he's he's and the 20 Tails starts to chat with the Hagmura, and finds out that his mother, I'm pretty sure it's his mother, right? Kaguya's his mother, right? I'm pretty sure. Mother of family, somewhat turned evil, which the 20 Tails was surprised about that. Hold on, I got my dogs doing something. Hold on. All right, so as I was saying about them fighting and them chatting, so they started to chat up, and he finds out about that. So, and then after the conversation, we he starts to talk. So, 20 Tails starts to talk about why he left the Osuskis, because he was on that planet before the Osuskis. They the 10 through 20 Tails used to live on the Osuskis planet, and they got so powerful that they became as strong as the 11th tail. Now, being as strong as these tail beasts is no small feat. They are the strongest beings in the whole entire multiverse. And these, well, besides for me, but they, let's, I'll tell you the difference between, let's just go to the difference between the 10 tails and the 11 tails. Now, the tail beasts, they all have a stable mind. They're not crazy. They're not crazy for power. They're not mad. They're like good. They're very. Let's just stop. But they're not like they don't have a bad mind like them. Like that. Like not the bad mind, but how would you describe a 10 tails? Frustrated, I guess, or mean, something like that. Angry, evil. Yeah, evil. They're all good, basically, to some degree. Now, the difference in power is at least like I'm pretty sure each tail beast was like. Hold on, I'll be right back. So as I found out of my research, is tail beast power has this much power, has 4,200,000 power. Now, like I said, the power gap between the 11th and 10th is 1,000 times bigger. So if we do this, he has 4,200,000,000 power level. That's just an estimate of his power level. Now, each tail beast from 10 to 20 is a multiplier of another 1,000. So there's the 12th tail, and then you get the gist of it. It's their their difference in power is pretty different. Now the power level does change once you get to the 19 tails or 20 tails, since they're the mothers of. Now it's not always 1,000. Sometimes it could be 1,200. Sometimes it could be 2,000 between the powers. Each each child had different amounts of chakra from their parents than the previous ones. Like the first child was obviously is the 17th tails, and so on, so on. Now the difference between the 17th tails and the 19th tails is they have a 10,000 power. Is their power level is their is a 17th their seven the 17th tail beast power level times a million. And then the difference between 20 tails, 19 tails, and 20 tails is not that very much because they were created at the same time, but I wanted them to have a different power level, so their difference is only by 10. Because their husband and wife, they're almost the same power, so I don't want them to have different powers more than another one. So, and so that's their power level, and you start see they aren't gonna have really much of an effect on the world. They're just gonna help, and they're gonna increase the power levels of the Shinobis overall too, because as you're gonna find out later on. Okay, so as let's go back into why the tail beast went away from the Asuski's world. The Atuski, I don't know how to say their name. Hagamurro's world. Yeah, world race. I think it's Asuski. I think that's what their race is. Or their clan name. I don't know what the race is. So on their planet, they started to get. I know they're not that powerful. I don't think they have 4.2. I think the Suskis have 4.2 billion power level. I'm not sure, but because I don't think so. But if they, I don't think they do in canon. But in this one, they got so power. Well, the head at least the top 10 of the Suskis got to the power level of at least 4.2 billion. Then as you went up in the ranks, it was another 12 million added on, and them added up together, they could fight the 14th tails. And like I'm not talking like the 11th through 14th teaming up together. I'm just talking about that individual by itself. Now this is with tactics included, traps. This isn't just with their raw power. Like they just thought it out. Like they could beat them up there. So they started hurt on the planet. They thought they can overthrow the tail beast, and they sought to kill the tail beast. Now at this time, there was 9 different tribes. No, there was 9 different tribes. One tribe had 11th, tribe had a 12th, 13th, and then the 18th and 19th, the 19th and the 20th were always together. So they were always together. And they thought they could overthrow the tail beast. Now there were some of the Suskis that didn't want to overthrow them. And there was a great war between these two sides. Like some of the top 10, like 5 of the top 10 were on the top of the top 10 were on the tail B side, and the bottom of the top 10 weren't, because top 10 were basically raised with the tail beast, like side by side. They trained them and stuff. So now this was like 6 million years ago. So most of the Suskis from back then are dead, but their children live on at Dorn Canyon. So I said most, like I think like 100 of them are probably still there in my what if. And this war clashed for at least 10,000 years, and there's a lot of bloodshed. And at the end, getting close to, I said 10,000 years because it ended because one of the tail beasts were about to die. And like I said, the 19th tails and the 20 tails, they're so much more powerful that they didn't go fight. But once one of the children were about to die, they got furious and they went and stopped the war. They almost obliterated the Suskis. They left. They left. Now their planet was huge. It was 30 times their planet, Earth planet. So it was huge. It had, and their population almost filled the whole planet. So their population was big. It was no small war. So, and that planet was like cut in half. Like half Suki's on the tail beast, half were on their side. So on every side of the planet there was fighting, and each side had at least one tail beast with them, except the 19th and 20 tails beast. Like they keep out of wars and stuff, even if it does with their children, until critical points like now. So one of the children is on the brink of death. Well, I say 3 of the children are. 11th, the 12th, and the 13th on the brink of death. Now this infuriates the 19th and 20 tails, and they go to stop the war. Now at this time, they only at least a million Asuskis died. Now at this time, there's at least 500 billion Asuskis on each side. So it wasn't major losses for both sides, because their fight was huge, but didn't lose many people, because at this time the Asuskis were strong, almost equal each other. So the fight went on pretty much, because once one person would get low, they switch out with another person, they would fight. It wasn't really a constant fight between both sides, 500 billion versus 500 billion. It was more like maybe 10 billion versus 10 billion, because if they fought anymore, a planet would break. So as these tail beasts, they infuriated that their child was about to die, and they obliterate the planet. But the Suskis they can breathe in outer space, I'm pretty sure. So the Suskis all over the place, except on their side, were floating outer space. And he just destroyed 400 billion Asuskis. The 450 billion Asuskis. So that left 50 billion of Asuskis on the enemy side. and he says, "I will let you guys live, but if you guys ever try to do anything mean to me, I will come back and I will wipe your clan out." Now this is where this race splits up in two different clans: the Suskis and the Tail Beast clan. And these Tail Beast now that this happened, he for the next 1,000 years he trained his children, and they got a lot stronger than that power level I showed you. They're more scrambled, they're not exact, but they got they got 100 times stronger than they previously were, and that's only counting to up to the 15th tail beast. So the tail beasts are just too strong already. No, actually no, they all got up by 100,000. Not 100,000. 100. So they got even more stronger. So instead of it being 2 billion, it's like I think it's 2.2 trillion for the 11th tail beast, and after that, the tail beast they scatter around the multiverse. And at this time, the 20 tails were getting a little bored, so he took the 50 billion Asuskis that he had with him, and they went to Earth. Now you're saying, how in the world are 50 billion Asuskis going to live on Earth? And this is how. He finds a nice secluded place, and he makes a something like the hyperbolic chamber in Dragon Ball, but it doesn't have the time difference. It's just a world like their old world, just smaller. It's big. It's the same size. It's just smaller in atoms. It's like a space. It's like a different space, but it's small. Like you can enter. It's like a gateway, but it leads once you walk past that gateway, you're in a place 10 times bigger than Earth. Now they try not to have their race go above 600 billion, because then it starts to slow down. So as now, we're gonna say 6,000 of Suzuki stay out in the real world with the tail beast and just watch the tail beast as they sleep. Now, we're gonna go back to present time, where he's talking. So he told this all to the Hagoromo. He's told us all of them, and he's been there ever since. And as that time went by, the Tel Beast got bored of the multiverse, and they came back. They came to Earth too. So all 11 through 20 Tel Beasts are on Earth. So they are there, and they are just chilling, having a good time. So since Agamemnon was he was on the bad. His mother was from the bad side, because they conquer planets like they did. They're still evil like they did in the other one. They conquer planets to get chakra. So they did land. Now they didn't change this planet at all. It's just a regular planet like it is in the original. So when he lands, so when they land on the planet, they didn't know the tail beasts were there. So as Hagamormo was the son of what's her name again? Fuck, I had it. Well, you know her name. Pretty sure he's the son of her. So yeah, he kind of like in the original, they got fond of humans and they stayed there, and they lost their bad habits. But she didn't at the time, and yeah. So we're now at the present time. So after that long story, the 20 Tails gets bored, and Hagamaro splits the tail beast like he did in the original from one of the suggestions of his siblings, and he goes back to where he was, and then we go back to the present time of when Naruto was about to be born, and the Nine Tails attacks the Leaf Village. Now, I don't even know why I had to say that arm. Now that this has happened, he there was one other time he did come out, and that was the fight between uh the first Hokage of the Leaf Village and Mar fuck. Hold on. He came out during a fight between Hashirama and Madara Uchiha. Now that's just because Madara was uh getting close to having all 10 tail beasts put together, and he was controlling tail beasts like he was. He he sat there in the sidelines and watched, and it solved itself. So he didn't interfere with it. He just came to make sure it was okay. And he walked back to his place. So that's another other time he came out. Now we'll go back to when the tail beast attack happens. Now, Twenty Tails is more active than he wants to be, but it's gonna be like that for a little while. He's not gonna interfere, but anything major. Like right now, he's only using I think it's like not even 1/10 of his power, just like the 19th Tails. They're just that powerful. They could still do all this stuff. That was the same thing when he fought the Atsutskis. So he goes to the Leaf Village because he was there when it was founded, and he did talk with uh Ashimura, or how you the Leaf Village's first Hokage. Forgot how you say it. I just fucking heard his name being called. I always forget it. So I always forget names. So yeah, he talked to him for a little, and he was there when it was founded. So he decided to go check up on it this time, and he saw. Now every time he leaves, there are the second strongest and no, the third strongest and the fourth strongest. Suzuki always goes with the 20 tails, and the first strongest and the second strongest always go when a tail beast lower than 15 goes, because the first and second strongest are stronger than the 15th tail beast. They're stronger to by like 10, so they're strong, but they're only that strong because they were there when it was founded. They had millions of years to train, and the top 10 are still alive. They're the only Asuski still alive of the good side that are still alive. There's like 1,000 of the bad side of from that war from 8 million years ago. I think I said it was. So yeah. So he leaves with the two Asuskis, and he goes see the village, and now he noticed that the Nine Tails was fighting the village, and he saw that he was getting controlled. So he intervened, stopping the Ten Tails, and Ten Tails bowed because he knows that this is the 20 Tails and a friend of his father's. So he bowed and he pays respects and he stops fighting. Now the Hokage is surprised. He at first he gets in a stance to fight the 20 tails, but then he counts how many tails there is, and then he realizes that this is one of the beings that were told of, that were passed down to Hokage, about the 11 about the 9 other tail beasts. 9 So, and now, this is where something different happens. This is where Minato actually goes up to the tail beast and asks, "Would you, would you tail beast like to stay in the 11th tail, the, would you tail beast like to stay here at the Leaf Village? We would love to have you." And for the first time in 8 million years, he started settling with regular humans. Now he wasn't always on like in the past 8 million years ago. He wasn't always on a Suzuki planet. He was exploring the multiverse with his wife. So he says yes, and him now the 11th tails through the 20 tails they can transform into human form. I forget to mention this, but they could transform into human form, which make because they are pretty huge. You know how big Kurama is? They're like 3 times, they're like five. No, they're like 2 times. They're 2 times Kurama size. Yeah, 2 times Kurama size. So they're pretty huge in their beast form, and they get bigger as they go up. So the 19 tails is 2.9 times taller than Kurama, and the 20 tails is 3 times taller. And as for me, I have I'm actually am a tail beast. I'm a tail beast with 12,000 tails, and those 12,000 tails, and the 12,000 tails is huge. 12,000 tails is a signature of how many universes I've made, and each thousand tail beast is one multiverse. So I have 12 multiverses and 12 universes, and then that's how much I'm pretty strong. I might talk about me every now and then, even though I said I wasn't, but it just sounds interesting to me. Like, I'm making this shit up as I go. Like with any of my other shit. So, yeah, he goes there and he notices that Naruto is the reincarnation of one of Hagoromo's sons, and he senses another part of that son, and he also and at the time he said since Minato was a Hokage at the time, he decided to see who this boy would soulmate would be, and he saw that his soulmate would be Hinata, and he saw that Hinata. I know she wasn't born with the she was born with the Tensigon. Just like Naruto's special in this one because he's born with the Rinnegan and the Tensigon. Naruto's gonna be overpowered now, and Hinata's gonna be overpowered. Hinata's gonna be overpowered too. Sasuke is gonna be just below Hinata. I know you guys are gonna hate me for this, but I want to make Hinata powerful, and I I wasn't at first, as you could hear in in the beginning, how it's gonna give Sasuke the 19 tails, but decided not to. He's gonna get the 18 tails, which is no small feat. He's only 10. He's only 10. He's only 10,000, not 10,000. 1,000 times lower than the 19th tails. No, not 19. He's only 900 999 999 999,990. Not wait, no, it's actually no, never mind. It's 9,999 and 900 times slower than the 19 tails. Now that's, you gotta remember that each 11 tails beast is 1,000 times stronger than the previous one. That is discluding the 19th tails and the 20 tails. because as I said, they're actually a million times stronger than them, but then they got that 100 times boost. So, yeah. And the difference between the 19 tails and the 20 tails, I said, was 10. So, there's no small feat for him for him to have the 18th tail. So, I didn't say Sasuke is going to be weak, because he is going to be one of the strongest. And I might pick 7 other people to have the tail beast. Might. Now, yeah, I'm gonna pick 2 more. The 17th and the 16th. One will go to Minato, and one will go to Naruto's son. Which Naruto has Naruto from canon. We'll go, not Naruto's son, Naruto's mother. So yeah. And so as 20 Tails goes, now how their bonds work, they can actually live outside of their Jinchuriki, but like their bodies can't handle all their power. So for like the 20 Tails, he has 1/10 of his power in Naruto, and Hinata has 1/10 of the 19 Tails, and Sasuke has 3/10 of the. No, he has the full power of the 18 Tails. No, wait, no, doesn't have the full power, because that would mean he would be stronger than. He has. So I said they're a million times stronger. Let's just go. So if I said 1/10, that 1/10. If I said they're a million times, they're like not even a million times anymore. Well, no, they're still a million times. Get rid of that 900,999, 900 out of there. We're just going back to a million. So if they're yeah. Sasuke's gonna have the full 18 tails. Minato's gonna have the full 17 tails, and Naruto's mother has the full 16 tails. Now, once they all get these Jinchuriki abilities, they immediately have all 5 natures, Yin Yang Elite release, and their chakra is already off the charts. Because the only reason Naruto had a shitty time is because he had 9 tails, and the 9 tails also was restricting some of Naruto's chakra. Was restricting his chakra, I'm pretty sure. If not, then oh well. You had a bad chakra because of the 9 tails. That's all I know. That's all I remember. So they're not gonna be weak at all. They're gonna have. Now there's chakra. They can only use a portion of it right now. They have a lot of chakra, but they don't have the power, or their body can't handle the chakra that they can use. They have massive chakra reserves, but they can't use it all because their body can't handle it. So, yeah. And we're going to end it here. And we're going to start off maybe tomorrow or some other time of this story. So, see you next time. Actually, if you have any, if you know her name, I probably forget her name. Please comment down below. Naruto's mother. And if you come up with a name for the 19th Tails and the 20 Tails, please comment down below too. And I'm gonna stop it in 5 seconds. So, if you want to leave, leave now.